That was one of the only apps I actually did microtransactions like that I paid for in the past while.
You owe him $20, by the way.
Not to talk about Flappy Bird.
We're not going to mention
but from everything I've read and researched about it, because any marketer is just going crazy trying to understand the model of Flappy Bird from them. But the more and more I look at it, it seems that it really did start on the school grounds, a lot of it. And so I have this theory that it was a bit of like the new marbles, like the kids were playing it face to face, like sitting around and, I got 7 in your face. And then, and that apps that are going to be doing that kind of, they'll be providing digital experiences, but face to face, something like Space Time. I don't know if anyone's played Space Time. Space Team, sorry. There's as everyone's stuck.
Well, the huddle concept of a group around, and again, that's understanding the unique context of what goes on in a child's day and what they want to do. That's how you do it.
And the applications in education to that technology are standard.
We have about 5 more minutes. Okay. A couple more questions?
Yes.
I agree, David.
This is a terrific time.
Who are you and where are you?
My name is Bridget Sullivan. Here I am.
Okay, sorry.
The question I have is about how your process for getting education into the products you create. And if you try to do the same amount of education for all the platforms. Is it different for Facebook than it is for online than it is for mobile? Just spell that out a little bit more.
Yeah, so that's a great question. It's one of the ones we wrestle with the most because the big differentiator, you can charge more for education. It costs you 10 times as much as the average mass market game, which is why there aren't that many educational games. So we have a rich history of building education. So we have this massive content database. We try and match our technology into our front end. Science was a new frontier for us. Our head of curriculum is sitting over there, so she's good to answer that question. Yeah, in School of Dragons, it's the same science across all 3 platforms. It is the exact same game across all 3. If you play on mobile, you'll be playing against someone online or on Facebook. There's no difference in the game.
How you doing? Dan from KCAS. I have a question about multi-channel user acquisition. So in the true multi-channel world, how do you make sure that you're not spending double the money to acquire the same user over and over again as they move from mobile to tablet to desktop to set-top box?
Well, that's an excellent question. The simple answer is you work with a very good company and they'll help you not do it. The slightly longer answer is you're going to have duplication. I mean, even if you look at attribution problems on mobile ad networks, it's still a huge big issue right now. You know, transition is never a neat thing. And in the world that we're living in at the moment, it's really super messy. And I just think it's not talked about openly enough as being that way. It is definitely a problem. There's a few kind of technical things that you can start to address there. But, you know, there's really not that many companies who do multi-channel, who have multi-channel marketing platforms. When we started about 18 months ago, we had people laughing at us, saying we should just focus on one thing at a time. And we kind of had to not listen to them and build a company around that basis. So I think we're probably getting closer to some kind of technical approaches to that are vaguely acceptable. But it's going to be a while until you've really got proper, auditable, accountable accreditation.
Well, I'll give you 2 examples of real data. So 5% of School of Dragons users use all 3 every day. So 5% are standard already across all 3 platforms. So that means every one of them is over 13 because they can get on Facebook or
in theory.
In theory. But the other key driver is Math Blaster. The mobile downloads, about 30% of them become registrations online. So we look at it quite differently. We market whichever is the best channel to acquire customers, and then we use that channel to try and get them onto the other channels because we always want everybody going online if we can because we have much better lifetime value.
We have time for about 2 more questions.
Yeah, hi, my name is Steve Greenspan. And my curiosity is, what is trending as far as when children are using apps? Is it a solo encounter, one-on-one, where they're playing side-by-side parallel play? Or what's the integration level for multi-users on the same shared game platform but individually held devices?
Yeah, local networking is what we call it. That is without doubt the #1 trend. You know, quality increases.
Yeah, and kids also love to share and brag. So anything that you can do that you can brag, show off, you know, that works.
All right.
Anybody else?
We've neglected the front. That doesn't happen very often.
They made such an effort to
Yeah,
play close.
they're all the good students.
Thank you for your panel. It's been very helpful. I have a question. I think it would be Dylan, but then you can take it. I was just wondering, Dylan, it sounds like you're working on an ad monetization basis. I'm wondering, are you using direct sell teams or programmatic buying?
I get into arguments with agencies about this all the time. Most of ours, well, 99% of ours is premium, so it's with our direct sales team. I think programmatic on the ad side is going to lag behind in the kids space for years and years and years, simply because it's a different kind of engagement that you're looking for with kids. You can't just run banner campaigns and expect them to work. You know, what you need to do is actually create something that is genuinely engaging with kids that they can play with in some digital sense. That's what works. And programmatic still really isn't at the point where it can come close to replicating that. You're starting to see kind of, you know, takeover type programmatic stuff that you can do, but it's still pretty early. So I think, you know, kids eventually will become more programmatic from an ad point of view, but it'll be a while.
Well, I would like to say to everybody, take care of the kids. They're all of our future. And make money. Make a lot of it. Do it ethically. I know I'll be watching, and other people will be too. And it is possible. When I was teaching at NYU, at the ITP program, there was a couple of developers who came in, and I decided, I was in the city, I decided I'd see what it was about. They had this funny sounding virtual world. And so I invited them to come up and talk to my class, and they did a case study. And they shared their idea, did a quick demo, and I asked the class, what do you guys think? Dust or magic? Is it going to make it? It was 50-50, but pretty much not a chance, because there's Club Penguins out there, and it was Moshi Monsters. So one of the things that clued me into Moshi Monsters was the eyes. When the little monster, actually it was when you started it up and the cursor was there, this little monster would come out and follow the cursor. And immediately, from the second you started that experience, it turned it into something where you need that first 15 seconds. So I hope that you all can cash in. We're in a space, it's the Wild West right now. I hope you can all find an ethical path toward great wealth. And we'll share some. You know how to get a hold of us. But thank you, panel. You guys have been fabulous. And Tonda for putting this on. We're going to do a sort of a trend huddle with Scott at the end of Toy Fair. We're going to all try to put our heads together and see what we've learned and what's going on. So everybody die young at a very old age. And I'll end it with...
Goodbye, everybody. Awesome. Thank you guys very much.
Good job.
Awesome. Well, we're going to get ready, and Renee comes on up.